Hey guys, I don't know if anybody's gonna come on, which is okay. Praise the Lord. I'm a little late getting on. We were on Periscope. I just wanted to, I'm trying to see, I see one person. Maybe that's me. I just wanted to get on and do like a quick check-in with how are we doing with the Elixir. How's that going? What are your thoughts? I need you guys to kind of, talk about it a little bit more. That's what's up. Who is that? Hey, darling boo, how you doing? How's it going for you? How's it been, using it? Hey, boo. I see you. And so I just want to do okay. So what makes it, like, what have you noticed? What have you noticed? Is your skin brighter? Is it smoother? Did you use it on your hair? So I just wanted to kind of do a check-in to see if anybody had any questions too about the Elixir or your thoughts about the Elixir. So for this, there's a lot of new people who have no idea what the Elixir kind of is. And so I just kind of want to give them context through your actual experience with the Elixir. So please, even if you come back and you watch this video, especially for the refrigerators. Yes. So it's supposed to be in the refrigerator. This is just good. Hey, Shimikai. I don't have music because, Facebook will put you in Facebook jail. And I was trying to move so I'm bebopping to, my own sound. So anytime you put something cold on your face after you wash your face, it is going to close your pores. It's going to close your pores. It's going to close your pores, right? And so you want your pores open when you're putting the good stuff in, right? When you're putting everything on, but your moisturizer, and certainly if it has SPF in it, hey, it's a kid in the building. Yeah, it is. And then I have the light on. This is not the Vampire Diaries. Okay. It is going to it's going to absorb a little bit, but it's going to sit on top of the skin. And then when you put makeup on, if we're using makeup that's not like the best, if you're using makeup that has like a bunch of crap in it, you don't want it seeping into your pores. You don't want that inside of your skin. And so that's why we close our pores. After you wash your hair, doing a rinse with something cold is going to close your hair follicle. It's going to close your hair follicle. And so when your hair follicle is closed, right, it really lends itself to shine, and the ushy-gushy goodness that you put in your hair when you deep condition and all that kind of stuff, and you sealed. Now it's sealed in there and your follicles will close. And so now, like, if you got some gel or some shenanigans that you're putting in your hair, it's not getting into your pores, right? It's not getting into the follicle. And that's why a lot of times we have, like, our scalp has like buildup and our scalp has stuff like on it, or our scalp gets really dry and flaky, right? Hair grows from a clean scalp. Hair grows from a clean scalp. So when you're putting your product on, you want to kind of like down, not scalp, if that makes sense, right? Because when we put in gel on, I'm heavy-handed. We don't need to put gel on our scalp. Like when back in the day we used to oil your scalp, you don't need to put the gel on your scalp. But a lot of times when we part, like, we're just putting, and we're not thinking about what we're doing. And then the buildup, like when we wash our hair, we're not really getting the stuff that we put on our scalp off of our scalp. So, yeah. I don't know how we got on that. But yeah, so anytime, anything cold, cold, if you have serums, you can put them in the refrigerator. Like if you have a vitamin C serum, I make my own. That's going to be one of the products that drop. Keep it in the refrigerator. Keep it in the refrigerator because it's going to be closing your pores. It's going to act as a barrier, but it's also going to seep in as it's closing your pores, right? All right. So are you guys using it both day and night? Or are you using it, Darlene, day and night, twice a day? Or how many times a day are you using it? I don't know if she's still on. Okay, so I hope you're using, okay, good. I hope you're using it day and night. And on the days that you're off, like you're at home, you're chilling, you're not wearing makeup, you can put it on as many times as you like, every time you think about it. Because actually, the Elixir has cleaning agents in it. So right now, we're not saying that it's going to replace, certainly if you wear makeup, it's not going to replace your cleansing, whatever your cleansing product. But during the day, like even if you put it in a spray bottle, like a little spray bottle, and certainly when it's hot, and you just, right? Or if you don't want to waste it, you know, just kind of put it in, hey, Denise, boo. You just kind of put it in your hand and just kind of pat it on. You'll see benefits. You'll see benefits from doing that too, especially as it's hot, because it does have cleaning agents in it. Even though we're not using it for cleaning agents, as a cleaning product or a cleansing agent. Hey, boo. I see you, Sherry on. Even though we're not using it for that, it still does that. So I don't wear makeup 99.99% of the time. I don't wear makeup, but I love being outside, and I'll run in the pollen, and I put my hands and hair and blah, you know. And so having something that you can just swipe on or spray on that's going to clean out your pores during the day is always a good thing. So if you ordered in that first round, you're about week 3. I am, oh, it's the lighting. It's the light. Thank you, Jesus. You're the light of my life. It's the lighting. But I received that. Is my skin where I want it to be? No, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And I'm going to drop a picture of what my skin looked like. Yeah, so there's only 3 of us on. And so I don't know if everybody's going to go back and watch. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story with my skin, if that's okay. So it was like, if you look at that flyer, actually, that for the Genius Table, that was the beginning of my divorce. I was still living there when I took that picture. We weren't even separated yet. And my hair was starting to come out. And so that was the beginning of the shenanigans. Hey, boo. So I'm going to drop some pictures. After like a week or so when I moved here, I didn't want, if you're taking notes, I always say that. If you're taking notes, depending on where you live, you need to find out, do you have clean or dirty water? I'm just going to be 100 with you. If you feel like your hair is dry and your hair is constantly flaking and you are doing a deep conditioner and you are doing all these things and it's just like your hair is brittle and your skin is dry and even breaking out, you need to test your water. You need to test your water. I live in Georgia. Georgia has the second dirtiest water in the nation because of all the construction. And so I had a water filtration system before I moved. And so I brought it with me, but I was like, no, I'm not going to install it. I'm not going to install it. Literally 2 weeks living here, it felt like dirt was in my hair. Like I could feel dirt. When I would wash my hair, it was hard water. I could feel it in my hair. And then my skin. You can go to Home Depot and you can get shower replacements that will filter the water and make it soft water. They're a couple bucks. You may be able to find them sometimes at like Marshall's and Ross and stuff. And then if you have to, wash your face with distilled water. Brush your teeth with distilled water. Hey, y'all. Right? Test your water. Because, as the old folks used to say, you could be messing and stepping in it. Right? You could be messing and stepping. So you're spending all this money. You're spending all this money on all these products and they're not working. And so you're saying it's not working. It's my hormones. Something's going on with my skin. And it's your water. It's your water. When people bathe at my house, they don't get ashy. because I have a filtration system. But you don't have to go through all of that, right? I own it now, but it was pretty penny. So I take that sucker with me. If the house caught on fire, y'all would see me in the garage unhooking it. Be like, my son be like, mommy, get me. I'm like, no, boo, I got to get this system. Right? Test your water. And even if you want to test this theory for like a week, see if washing your face with distilled water makes a difference. And this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to make a water for like skin and stuff. But here's the thing. Just get some water, get some distilled water, squeeze a whole lemon in it. A whole lemon. So yes, it's going to work out your hands. Squeeze the lemon into like a bowl or something, and then get like a funnel and pour it in there. So you're going to have to pour out a little bit of the water and squeeze lemon, squeeze a lime in it, because these have high antioxidants, and it doesn't go bad. It doesn't go bad. So squeeze it in there and keep it on the counter. You can keep lemons and limes on the counter. Y'all know that. Keep it on the counter because you don't want the water cold, because it's going to close your pores, right? And so if I'm cleaning my face, I don't want my pores to be closed because it's going to trap the dirt. Keep it on the counter and just see, right? Just see if you notice a difference. You know, if your water is hard, you can wash your hair in the tub. So you would get like, that's old school, like this old school. Hey, hair crush, this old school. You would get like a big bowl or something. And you would get your maybe 2 gallons of water. That's like $2. $2. And you would put your head over the bowl and you would pour the water over top of your head, and you would let the water run in the bowl. And then you would, I know this is old school, y'all like, this is some slave stuff, whatever. And then you would just keep doing that. You would just keep rotating, right? Until everything was rinsed out, right? And then you could just take whatever's left in the jug, and you could just kind of, if you want to see if there's something going on with your water, right? Because dirty water, or hard water will set you back. And so that's what was happening. 2 weeks into moving in here, and I didn't have like the water system hooked up. Oh my gosh. And so I'll drop a picture. I don't really show pictures, but I'll drop a picture. And it's like, I had this one pimple right here, right? Because usually, hormonal acne, cystic acne down here, it can stick with you for a minute. I had this one huge knot right here for about 6 months. It did not move. It was huge. It was like another eyeball. Yes, come on. And Angela lives in Georgia, just like me. You'll be messing and stepping. I'm telling you, you get some faucets for your hair, and then you can wash your face with distilled water and put some lemon in it. Maybe even if you're feeling fancy, a capful or 2 capfuls of apple cider vinegar, you feeling fancy. And so I had that was the first. So I had this big eyeball right here, and it wasn't prophetic. I had this big eyeball right here. It was huge. Cystic acne is like this. It's large and it's hard. It's like a knot, and it hurts. It hurts. So it's like a cyst. It's like a cyst. And so I was like, oh gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. I've never had acne before. What am I doing? Yeah, didn't help. Didn't help. And you have such beautiful hair. My hair got jacked up just in 2 weeks. And so, then I started, my diet was bad because I was depressed. So I started getting the hormonal acne real bad, and I already had the hair growing. So it's if you had acne and then hair growing out of the acne, so it looked like, them old ladies with the mole, and then the hair grow out the mole when you was a kid and you would make fun of them. That's what you felt like. And so it started spreading, and I would have a bunch of acne up here. I would have it here. I would have it under here. And then it was such synergy. When I would get one over here, I would get one right over here. If I had one right here, I would get them in my eyebrows. That was really painful. And so I was spending hundreds of dollars on stuff that wasn't working, just so much money. And so then I got a hold of hydrogen peroxide, and it did work. If you put hydrogen peroxide on like your bumps, it will scab over like immediately. But then one day I went and I looked in the mirror and my whole face was discolored because hydrogen peroxide lightens the skin. So now I was dotted up all over my face. That was such a low moment when I realized, because I still had acne, I still had scars, and now I've got like this, these patches all over my face. Like I remember my forehead was like patched up. It was patched up. And so then, and I'm going to drop this in here, Chinese face mapping, if you are taking notes. Chinese face mapping. It lets you know, I know it's not some mystic something. It lets you know where your acne is on your face, what's going on in your body. So if you have acne up here, you need to eat more vegetables and drink more water. Down here, it's going to say hormonal. If you have bumps on your neck, that's a deeper issue. That you have some sort of illness that is going on. Rarely will you see acne on the neck, right? If you have acne around the mouth, that can lend itself to hormones, but also you could have something going on with your gums. Chinese face mapping. So cool, so cool. So I'll drop a link to that. And so when I say I've tried everything, I'm not going to get into everything I've tried, but I've tried some really crazy, nasty stuff. We'll just leave it right there. And so with the scarring, with the pimples, like you would get one to go away, but it would still come up because I was just trying to deal with what was going on topically, right? And I wasn't dealing with what was going on internally. And so that's when, fast forward a couple years, I got off sugar. So let's deal with sugar for a minute. Guys, sugar and fast food killed, murdered, annihilated my hormones. Sugar and fast food. Sugar and fast food. Yep, sugar and fast food. Annihilated. Hey, Erica. Annihilated my hormones. And so I started real big on just eating like fast food, all in my 20s. That's all I would eat. All I would eat. And so it didn't come out in my weight. It was underneath my skin, right? And so when I got into my 30s, things are changing. You know, I'm depressed. All this stuff is going on. And my eating habits were really, really bad. And so I was trying to get the pimple to go away. And then something else would pop up. Hair was growing. I basically had like a beard going on down here. I mean, I'm really not exaggerating. I had a beard. From the pregnancies, my hormones were just so messed up. Hormones were so messed up. And so I always wanted to do laser treatment, and I was going to go to a school. But, you know, doing my research on laser treatment, Black women, dear hearts, we have to be very careful where we go. You have to do your homework, research, go in for a consultation. A lot of times, hey, Ma Karen, everybody say what's up to Ma Karen. It's my boo thing. You have to be very careful. A lot of times when you make the appointment, they will do your first treatment when you go in. If you're thinking about it, you need to go in and see the facility, and you need to see the lasers that they're using. The laser that I looked for when I did the treatment was called Yaz. I think that, the technology for women of color, there may be another laser out there right now, but Yaz is the main laser that is used for dark skin. Most places did not have it. And so you would make an appointment and they'd be like, yeah, we do dark skin. And so it either won't work or they'll have to put the setting up too hot, and then that's where you can get burned. And so do your research. I would say, anywhere where the people who work there have melanin in their skin. Melanin in their skin. Where I go, it's called Lavender Spa or something. And the women there are Indian descent. They have melanin in their skin, right? And so how they have to deal with lasers is different from women who don't, Caucasian women, right? And so, so I got a really great price. If you're taking notes, I did Groupon. Groupon is from God. Groupon is from the throne of God. And so I did Groupon. You can get really great treatment from Groupon. I'm still there. I still use them. My package was $350 for 6 areas. Yes, 6 areas. 6 small areas. So your arm would not be, like, you need to see my arm. Your arm would be 2 areas, large. Your armpits would be 2 small areas, right? So they be getting you with the money, right? Your chin is like an area, and then this right here is another area, and then your upper lip is an area. Come on, guys, they get you. So I started out getting under my arms and my chin. I was really, it was my chin I was really after. Okay, I'm just be honest with you. You are supposed to shave with a razor. Like 24 hours, help me out, Hair Crush, if you're still on, or if you've had it before. I want to say it's like 24 hours before you go in. You can't yank it out, you can't use Nair, because they need the hair still in the follicle. Shaving, the hair is still in the follicle. We just get the hair that has grown out of the skin, out of the follicle. But when you shave, the hair is still inside the follicle. And so you can't Nair or yank, because when the laser is looking for hair, if this makes sense. So when they're putting the laser is attracted to hair. The laser is attracted to the hair. So if there's nothing there, it's going to skip over that follicle and it's not going to kill it, right? So if you Nair or you yank, the whole hair is gone, right? So they'll say, shave, right? So, okay. So I had some hair, but I did not have a beard. And what do you think the razor did? So I went with my baby girl. She's not on here, but she's on here. Her name's Kamzy. And she did all of her homework. She did everything. And I remember one day I kind of looked at her and she had like extra hair that she did not have when we started. So this is what I'll say. And for everybody else, Angela, who have had it before, if you've got somebody in your house that can shave the area that has the hair, don't do this. That's what I did. Because I couldn't see. And so follicles that were not activated, that were dormant, became activated. So for at least 6 months, it was, hey, Elanda. For 6 months, guys, I was messing and stepping in it. So my package was $350 for 1 year, unlimited. So let me tell you about Groupon. I love Groupon, godsend, but you got to understand the fine print. Unlimited treatment. You can't go every week. You can't go every month. You have to go every 6 weeks. So it's not unlimited. It's not. So it's basically like every other month. So it's basically like 6 treatments. So in 6 months, I'd only had 3 treatments, and they told me to take a razor. They didn't say, hey, when you razor, try to only razor the area that the hair is growing. So even under the arms, right? Who shaves and you look for the hair? Who does that? So I was messing and stepping in it, if that makes sense. I would just take the razor, like I need to get rid of this, and I'd start shaving. And so what it was doing was it was activating follicles that had not even been activated, especially under my chin. And I'm just gonna be 100 with you guys, and on my cheeks. And for Kamzy, it was really bad. And I was like, she's in her 20s. She has no hormonal issues. And I was seeing like hair, like all the way up here. And I'm like, wait a minute. Hey, Michelle. And so when I went, I was like, look, because Kamzy's like my kid. And I'm like, wait a minute, Kamzy didn't have hair up there. But then it was like, they were so, and I'll say this. they were inconsistent with how they sometimes did the treatment. And I don't know if that, Angela, if they did that with you. We got different people. And so sometimes anytime they saw some hair, they would get it, even though it wasn't in your package. So they would hook a sister up. And so the next time you go, you're thinking, they told you just to let it grow. They didn't tell me that. Right? And so this is what they said. Yes, if you notice hair, like 3 weeks in, you can, shave, you can do whatever. Just make sure that a week before there's hair in the follicle, right? There's hair in the follicle. And so, she, I was like, look, like what's going on? And so the inconsistency of the one lady being super meticulous and then the other lady just sticking to what was on the contract. And so if you like, thinking, oh, I'm gonna get the other lady, and you shave everything. You prepare everything, because they say if you don't shave, it's not gonna work. That's what it says in the paperwork. If you don't shave, it's not gonna work. I don't shave anymore before I go. I don't shave anymore. Under my arms, I'm probably 98%. It's very fine. On my face, there's maybe like under the chin is maybe a couple that sprout. It was basically gone. But sometimes like right here, because of the inconsistency of what they were doing, I didn't get the full package of treatment, if that makes sense. So now that my package is over with, every time I go, I just pay for upkeep. And so the upkeep is like $45 where I go. So it's $40, $45 because of the tip. So every 8 weeks, every 12 weeks, I pay $40 for maintenance. And so what happens is whatever was in my contract, that's the areas of maintenance, if that makes sense. So if I were to do it again, would I do it? Absolutely. Absolutely. However, I would have been like Israel, my son. I would have been like, look, I need you to shave only where you see hair. Right? Because for like 3 months or so, I was like, what is this? And so like, if you go like to like TJ Maxx and you try on clothes, they have those like fluorescent lights, you know what I'm talking about? They have those fluorescent lights, and you can see everything. Like you can see hair follicles, you can see acne that's underneath the skin. Like it's telling all your business. You're very discouraged. Like you don't even want to put the clothes on because your face is like, And so if you're thinking about doing laser, shop around, get educated, go and see. So I'm gonna be honest. I drive an hour where I go. I drive an hour to get there. Go and see. Go and get a feel. Go and get a feel and make sure that you like the people. That they treat you kind, that they answer your questions. Go and see before you make an appointment. Ask them what is the percentage of people in their office that they serve that look like you. You can read between the lines, right? How many people do you guys serve here that look like me, that have my skin color, skin type, hair color, so that I can understand, do you really serve my demographic, or are you going to be kind of experimenting on me, right? Because I've seen some pictures where there's some people's skin got completely jacked up from laser treatment, if that makes sense. So just do your homework. And then we've also got to deal with whatever the issues are on the inside of you that's causing what you're seeing on the outside of you, right? Because if you do have some hormonal issues, like for real, you have a hormonal imbalance, perimenopausal, menopause, you don't want to be stepping and messing in it. You want to have these things under control and then start your treatment, because you'll feel really discouraged and you'll be out of money, if that makes sense. So do I say dye your hair? Y'all know in the post, I was talking about how I dyed my hair blonde to match my eyebrows. I was hot stuff back then. No, don't do that. But really pay attention to what's going on the inside of your body. Really pay attention to what is going on and address it. Let's not try to just cover it up. Let's not try to just yank it out. Let's really deal with any changes that you see. So when you do start applying treatment, it really does work. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I was about to say amen. I don't want to do that. We're so churchy. Does that make sense? Hallelujah. Okay. Does that make sense? Does anybody have any questions about like my experience? Angela's on. You can ask Angela too. Or if you've had laser hair removal before, you know, does anybody have any questions about that? This light is making me hot. Oof, Jesus. No, it looks like it may be. Nope. No? Okay, okay. So I just wanted to hop on and just see where everybody's at. Please post some pictures if you're using the Everything Elixir. Again, if anybody has any questions about the Elixir, like ask. Please post some pictures. What do you notice if you wear makeup? What do you notice about an application of makeup? If you don't wear makeup, what do you notice about your skin? Is it smoother? Have you noticed less breakouts? Did you notice an increase in breakouts? That's really, really, really important because a lot of times we will use products and they cause a purging. And there are some ingredients in the Everything Elixir that could cause a purging. Those ingredients I pulled back on a little bit, but purging is not necessarily bad. It's cleaning out what's already there, if that makes sense. So if you have any questions about how to use it or, you know, how long does it last? 30 days is the expiration date. What's a good cleanser? That's really good. Thank you. Black soap. But I will say this about black soap before I get on my black soapbox. See what I did there? So Monica, hey, Monica, she's in the group. She has black soap from Ghana. Like she helped cut it. I'm a proponent for black soap, but I will say sometimes black soap is a little too strong for some people's skin. It tingles a little too much. And so if that's the case, they have different levels of black soap, right? But I will say this, if you could get black soap that's a liquid, when we do, and I use, here's the thing, I'm gonna be honest with you, I use a bar. Yeah, I use a bar. Liquid black, anything liquid is going to be easier on the skin. It's easier to emulsify into the skin. So, yep, 30 days. You may be able to keep it longer than that, Angela, but I just need to know how long. Right? And so, when you emulsify your skin, sometimes when we have like soap or bar, it takes a little bit more, right? And so depending on how you wash your face, come on, we want to make sure that we're not zhuzhing our skin too much where we're tugging. Anything liquid is going to just really, it's going to be softer. Our hands are not going to have to work as hard. So black soap, my thing is, anything natural. So makeup, I take my makeup off with coconut oil. And I have been known to wash my face with apple cider vinegar diluted. And you can, juice that up any way that you want to too. So when it comes to cleansers, my thing is this, as natural as you can get. Know what's in your products. That's all I'm saying. Know what's in your products. Know what's in your products. Know what you're putting on your skin. Read the labels. If it's pretty good and it does well, then that's what's up, right? You can keep using that, when you're washing your face. Moisturizer. So I'm going to, drop a moisturizer and a no scrub and all that good stuff. Moisturizer, again, depending on, remember skin types. Skin types are huge when it comes to your moisturizer. As you guys can see, I have a nice glow. I have a glow. So I'm always glowing. And so people will sometimes stop me and be like, girl, do you have oil on your skin? I do. So I'm an oily girl and I like oil. I put oil on my skin. And so right now I have like my vitamin C serum and it's loaded with oils. Oils is what keeps wrinkles away. I probably go overboard with the oil, but I love it. I love oil because it keeps the wrinkles away. It keeps your skin plump. And so when it comes to your moisturizer, again, you can use oils. You can grapeseed oil is super light. Grapeseed oil is super light. Coconut oil is supposed to have SPF in it. I don't like coconut oil because it can clog your skin. It's been known to clog your skin over time. Again, if you could find something that's as natural as possible. People who have acne, shea butter. Again, Monica has shea butter from Ghana. You can, I don't know if you're taking notes. This is a freebie. All right. So shea butter, shea butter, shea butter, shea butter. If conditioning your hair is a thing and sitting under heat, we need to be sitting under heat. Shea butter can be your conditioner. Shea butter. Put that stuff on, emulsify it in sections, and sit under the heat, and you will see a difference. If you have acne that might seem a little counterintuitive, shea butter. Shea butter does not necessarily clog your pores. You got to be light-handed. Don't be like, you know what I mean? Don't do all that. But you can do it like real light, or you can take your moisturizer that you're currently using that has SPF in it, melt a little shea butter, and mix it in. Mix it in, right? So you can zhuzh up. I like that word, zhuzh. You can zhuzh up your moisturizer that you already have. Guys, if you've already spent money on products and they are okay, then you can find things to put in them that could, cause the product to go next level until you finish using it up. I wasted so much money on products that I never did anything with. I had to throw them away, right? So if you like your moisturizer, but it's just like, it's not all the way there, then you can, take something and just use it up a little bit. Take a little bit of grapeseed oil, a little bit of argan oil, a little bit of tea tree oil, and just put it in there. You can do that with your shampoo, your conditioner, your moisturizers, your night creams. Just add a little something in there that deals with your skin type and your skin condition, if that makes sense, right? If that makes sense. So, I love my oils. I'm oily. I'm not talking about the anointing. I'm oily. People be like, oh, the anointing has fallen. The anointing has fallen. Look how oily you are. No, it's a bunch of oils I mixed together. So I'm like that even with my, I make a body butter. I call them healing body butters because I put stuff in there dealing with your conditions inside of your body, right? Our skin is a big sponge. And if you can fight what's going on the inside of you, right, with what you put on your skin, then let's do it. Then let's do it, if that makes sense. So those are great questions. Thank you. And so, once you start nearing the 30-day mark with the, hey, Sandrika, I love you, sister. With the Everything Elixir, please start taking notes. How long did it last? Remember, everything in it is all natural. Everything in it is all natural. But there are some things in there that could act as a preserver. How long did it last? Right? Once it starts getting a weird smell, you will know. You will know. Once it starts getting a weird smell, don't throw it away. Use it on your hair. Don't throw it away. Use it in your conditioner, okay? But just see how long it actually lasts, how long you could push it. Because I'm just saying 30 days. But, the one I have is actually, I think I'm on like day 45. Day 45. Yep. And I kept some of the stuff like in it. And it's still trekking along. So any more questions? So yes, please, please, please. Review it. Talk about it. What have you noticed? What have you noticed? And certainly as the seasons are changing, right? The seasons are changing. What we use in the winter, it feels different. It wears different. It wears different than it will in the summer. Yes, it will help with eczema. So how I would use it with eczema is I would apply it probably to the infected area about 4 times a day. About 4 times, just rub it on about 4 times a day. Yep, it will help with eczema. Yep. That's why it's called the Everything Elixir. Okay, that was cheesy. All right, any more questions? These are good. These are good. So did anybody see where I said about the tea bags under your eyes? So if you wanted to, you could actually heat a little bit of the Everything Elixir, just like room temperature, just a little bit. And you could, I'm glad you're here. You could, make a thing of tea like normal. And so when you are ready to use the tea bag, put it inside of the Everything Elixir. Or open the tea bag up and mix it around with the Everything Elixir and use it as a mask. Hey Megan, or use it as a mask. Do you guys want me to repeat that? That is going to really energize your skin. It's going to really energize under the eye area. And it's going to cause the heat, it's going to cause the Everything Elixir to go deeper into your skin. Yes, when I travel, I don't travel with a mask. I travel with tea bags. That's a freebie. I just travel with tea bags. I drink the tea and I use the tea inside of the bag as a mask. And you can use it, if this is a freebie, if you open up your tea bags and you make like a little paste, you can put the little, paste on, if you have like some bumps, on the actual bumps, and you can do a spot treatment overnight. You can do a spot treatment overnight. And you'll notice the next day that it should have heads on them, right? Once you've got the head on it, it's basically smooth sailing from there. The Everything Elixir is going to stave off scarring. It's going to stave off scarring. So if you are dealing with some breakouts right now, just try it. Tea, drink the tea. Always drink the tea. And then open it up and just emulsify it. And just dab it on where you have the bumps, and let it dry, and then go to sleep. And you'll notice a difference in the morning. I hope this is helping y'all. Does anybody else have any questions or anything you want to say? I really appreciate you guys being in this soft launch. I really appreciate you guys reviewing and giving your honest thoughts and your feedback, because it helps me to make a better product for the next group, if that makes sense. So if you use it on your hair, please, what do you notice? You should notice, if you have shedding, you should notice shedding is going to stop. It's going to stop. You probably will notice less shedding the first time. The first time. Yep. All right, y'all are awfully quiet. All right. So does anybody have any more questions? No. Okay, so I was going to tell you guys a funny story. Do you guys want to hear a funny story? How I'm Team No Swag. Y'all want to hear this so y'all can get a good laugh? All right. So I'm going to I'm going to protect the names of the innocent in my story. Okay. So for those of us who are dating, we are not married, but we're not necessarily even dating. We're just single. Let's just put it like that. We are single. I'm not necessarily dating. I'm single. I'm open to dating. I'm not dating. If you have braids, should I put it in my scalp? No. No. Your braids will start stinking. I'm just going to be honest with you. I have a braid spray, so I made a braid spray. That's why I got the braids. And I will never go and get braids again. It's been such the pulling and I usually do my own braids. And now I know why. But I made a braid spray came out of this. Yeah, to loosen and to stop the itching and really to promote growth. I don't believe in doing protective styling and then your hair doesn't grow. But do not put this on your hair with braids in. Your hair will stink. Certainly in the heat. It'll rot. It'll go bad. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, so I didn't know that, Angela, and so I got braids like these braids like 2 weeks ago. And when I say the horror of 2 and 3 people on your head pulling your hair, and like my temple was like away from my face, and you're trying to hold it, and I got an attitude with the lady. I'm like, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Right? I mean, it was horrible. It was horrible. But, you know, I do my own research and development. I am the research and development team. So I needed to understand what it was like. I won't do that again in Jesus' name. So I had a funny story now that we're done with all that. If there's no more questions, or if you have a question, just put it in. So I was at like a meeting with some of my homies, and we were having a good time. And so my friend was like, you know, there's people there. And so if you've been single for a long time, you're just oblivious to people. You're not even really looking at people. You're not going and be like, ooh. You just be doing your thing, you know what I'm saying? Certainly if you live in Atlanta, I'll rock back and forth. You don't need. Anyway, so my friend was like, hey, I think he's checking you out. And then it was like all my swag went away. I was like, really? You know, and so I think he was like flirting with me a little bit, but I couldn't tell. Anyway, so I'm holding we're leaving. I'm holding the door open. It's just a practice I do. I hold the door open for people. So I'm holding the door open and people are going through the door. And I know that this person is kind of like beside me, behind me, and I see their arm go up. This in my peripheral. So I'm holding the door open and I see their arm go up like this. And so we just had like a little bit of a conversation. Why did I think he was trying to hug me? He doesn't know me. And so I see his arm go up and I turn around, and not just like a church hug, you know, like in Jesus' name. No, I turn around and with like both arms, I'm like, yeah, it was really great to meet you. All he was trying to do was hold the door. He was getting the door because he saw me holding the door for people. He was holding the door, but I saw his arm. And I was like, oh, he's trying to hug me. I'm not a hugger. I'm not a hugger. And so I turned around, I'm like, and then he's like, oh, okay. And I was like, so my arms are like this. This is so no swag. And I'm like, Anise, how do you get out of this with as much swag as possible? So I just started turning around, hugging everybody. I was like, bye. It was so good to meet you. You're awesome. Hugs for you. Hugs for you. Bruh. His arm went up to hold the door. And I turned around. And so I told my friend, I was like, man, I hugged him. And she was like, what? I was like, yeah. And she was like, with one arm? I was like, no. I think I hugged him with like 3 arms. I was like, with every arm, I hugged him with my arm. And then I grabbed somebody else's arm. Girl, no, I ran out of there. Because when I turned around, I was like, okay. You know, I was like, you know, he was like, okay. You know, and I was like, so my arms are around this stranger. She's like stranger danger. My arms are around the stranger. And in my head, I'm like, think fast, think fast. What do you got to get your swag back? Oh my gosh, don't look at him in his face. And so I released. And I was like, yeah, good hug. Hugs for everybody. And then I ran out. You think he noticed? So, you know, I'm just giving you these stories just so that you can be encouraged for my sisters who are dating. And for my sisters who are married, you know, be grateful and thankful that, you know, you don't have to have swag anymore. So, you know, story number 2. So, you know, we were in DC. We were in DC. And so I had, you know, I love thrifting. You know, I'm a thrift girl. And so I bought this really pretty dress, and it had like the cold shoulder, and it swings, and it has different lengths. I didn't try it on. So I leave. My plane is 6 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. I'm going to land at 8 o'clock here in Atlanta. I'm going straight to church. Straight to church, right? So I'm like, oh yeah, you know, but I'm going to like a church plant, and so everybody there is like really relaxed and stuff. So I was like, yeah, I can wear my little cold shoulder shirt dress, and nobody knows me. Oh yeah. And so I get up at like 3:30 on Sunday morning. I'm trying to, you know, I'm pretty much packed. I'm dressing. Uber, like, because I got an Uber to the, you know, airport. Uber's like, your ride's gonna be here at 4:15. Hurry, hurry. And so Uber starts like really messing with me, and they keep texting me. And so now I'm like, Uber, stop, because I'm really sleepy. And so I have everything in my suitcase, and I put my dress on. Why does it just dawn on me as I'm standing in the mirror at 4:14 and the Uber dude is pulling up? If you have on a swimsuit cover, boo, that is not a dress. Let that sink in. Let it sink all the way in. I had on a swimsuit cover, not a dress. Should have tried it on, but I didn't. And so I wear shorts, I wear like tight shorts, not a slip. So I had my shorts on, and my shorts in the back of the swimsuit cover are longer than the dress. So I got this dress on, and then I see these shorts. I'm looking in the mirror, and my phone is going off. My phone, Uber's here, run! Because I've got to get to the airport. And so I'm like, I don't have time to change. What am I going to do? So I'm at the airport in my swimsuit cover that you can see through. You can see through it. Have my backpack on, you know, and your backpack, it like hunches up. So I'm walking around the airport, a single woman, with a swimsuit cover, with a swimsuit cover that's hatched up in the back, and you can see her black spandex shorts. I looked a hot mess. I mean, and I kept trying to pull it down. And so I'm just going to be honest with you guys. So, you know, when you get up to the part in the airport where you got to take your shoes off, and you got to like, you know, empty your bags into the little containers and stuff. Because it's 4 o'clock in the morning, there was only like one line. And so all eyes were on the people who got to be at the place where you were getting ready to go through the checkpoint. And so I was like, oh my gosh, everybody's staring at them. Oh my gosh, my shorts are showing. So I'm standing in the line, I'm pulling, like the front of my dress, I pulled on it so much, the front of my dress is like this. The front of my dress is like this, they're like this. Because I'm pulling it down so far in the back, right? So the front of my dress is like this. So I can get it longer in the back, right? So and it's still hatched up because of the book bag. I don't know who so I'm pulling it like right here, and it's like choking me. It's choking me. I'm like, so I'm standing in line like this. Can't breathe. And my biker shorts are showing. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? So I get up there, I'm team no swag. So I get up there and I'm like, maybe I can get my shoes off without like bending over. Because the dress, remember I told y'all, the swimsuit cover, is so big and flowy that when you bend over, the whole thing, like you can see all the way up it. Bruh. So I try to be cute and try to bend down, but then the stupid zipper in the shoes, I would wear like good shoes where the zipper sticks. You know, they would be real leather, you know. Why not wear flip-flops? You know, I'm going to the beach. And so I can't get the zipper down, you know. And so you don't want to break the zipper. And so I'm like trying to stoop down. I mean, it was the most awkward moment. You know, I'm like trying to not bend over and take the shoe off. I'm like trying to courtesy down, like really low, and I can't get there. And it was a train wreck. I think I like stumbled a little bit, and then finally I just bent over and I was like, you know what? I have on spandex shorts, so everybody can look at my shorts. And so I just wanted to encourage you that, you know what, it's okay, you know, not to have swag. You know, use your swag that you don't have and call it your swag. So I wore a swimsuit cover to church. And, you know, when I walked in, because I was a visitor, the lady, she looks at me and she's like, hey, come here, let me hug you. You're hugging Jesus right now. And then she hugged me for like a minute and she wouldn't let go. And so Kamsi and Arvin were like behind me, and Kamsi was like, why was she hugging you for so long? And I was like, she's probably praying that I get saved. Who wears a swimsuit cover to church? So praise God for the saints who have, you know, evangelism, you know, and they see the hurting and the lost. And she thought I was hurting and lost because I wore a swimsuit cover to the house of God. So I love you guys. I pray that you had a good laugh on me, because it's real out here in these streets. If you have the Everything Elixir, please go ahead and make some reviews. You just talk about it a little bit, you know. If you're ordering it, the batch goes out tomorrow. I'm sending the batch out tomorrow. Please review it. What are your initial thoughts? Review the packaging. It's just in a blue bottle right now. I want to get to glass bottles, but right now we're just in the soft launch. I want to make sure that in the heat, because right now it's hot. Do you want me to send you mine? Because you can have it. I'll send it to you if you want it. How did it? No, go ahead and order. Just do it in my messenger. Yeah, go ahead and order, because I'm gonna send them out tomorrow. Let me know how hot it was when it reached you. It should reach you in about 2 days. How hot it was. When you get it, unscrew the cap, smell it. Smell it, because it's going to have been in heat. Let me know, you know, how it shipped. You know, let me know if the container was broken. Let me know if anything's, I put them in these little bags too. Let me know if there was any content spillage in the bag. Let me know how it reaches you. And if you have any ideas for packaging. So I'm in the packaging phase, you know, right now. And like in the group, the picture with the flowers. I don't know about you guys, but when I see pretty Poise and flowers, I think tampons. So every time I come to the group to do something, I look at the picture with the pink flowers and I see Poise and I think tampons. I do not want tampons associated. So, you know, when you think about Pretty Naked, when you think about, you know, what it stands for, what do you think about it? When you look at that picture, what do you see? Do you think of grandma and tampons? Yeah, I said that. I think about grandma and tampons. And I never had a grandma, but I think about a grandma and some tampons. Do I go get tampons from grandma? I don't know, but I think that picture's got to come down. And so even with the packaging, everything has to match. So, you know, this is our brand. So what do you see? What do you see? So I'm gonna put a post up. What do you see when you think of Pretty Naked? What do you see? What should the packaging look like? Should it be sexy and sleek? Should it be like green and, you know, oh my gosh, I'm a fairy princess, you know? Usually when we talk about natural products, they are more on the green side. So what do you see? And, you know, I may do like I don't know, where I choose somebody's idea and that becomes the packaging for like a year. Yeah, that becomes the packaging. So let me know what you think, but we got to take down that tampon picture, because I'm not feeling that. I am not feeling that. Right? All right. So if you have any questions, hit me up in my inbox. Let me know what you think. If you have the product, I need you to review. I need you to review. For all of the people who don't have the product, they're looking at what you say, and then that helps me to decide, do I change anything? Do I make it stronger? Do I make it weaker? I want to do glass bottles. Was 4 ounces enough? You know, people are like, hey, Anise, I want 8 ounces. And I'm not going to do glass bottles because that's going to ship really weird, right? And I don't want you opening up a box where there's glass in the box. So let me know your thoughts, review it in real time. I appreciate you guys, and thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. All right? All right, so go be great tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. Best week ever. All right, guys. Good night.